Hey, what's up, folks? CRMs are big, huge chunks of software that are incredibly important to your dealership's business, but you're probably not using them as effectively as possible. You might not be aware of AI and how it can help your team be more effective than ever. You might not be using the apps that are accessible to them. You might have really dirty data that is clogging up your day to day operations. I brought on the expert in CRM, and that's Rob DeGeorge from Vin Solutions to take us through everything you need to know about your CRM and how you can take it to the next level on this next episode of Dropping Knowledge in Noah. So check it out right now in 3, 2, 1. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Dropping Knowledge with Noah. We've got the incredible Rob DeGeorge here, not in studio, but remote, here to talk to us about CRM. And I got to just say, I've learned so much about CRM working with Rob over the last 5 years. He really is the master of all things CRM. So I'm really excited to have him talking to us about what you should be really looking for when it comes to your CRM. What are kind of the key problems and challenges that a lot of dealerships face, and how you can kind of fix those problems, working your CRM the right way. So Rob, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? We'll get right into the combo.
Thanks, Noah. Hey, pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me on here as a guest. I'm super excited. So a little bit about myself. I jumped into the automotive industry at a young age, essentially right out of high school. Graduated. I was 18 years old. Mom and dad were like, "Hey, look, you need to get a job," and I had no idea where where to get a job at. Fortunately, they were good friends with the general manager of a dealership called Jack Miller Chrysler. So they sent me up there, and I interviewed with with the general manager, thinking that I'd maybe get a job as a porter, but ultimately he asked if I wanted to sell, and so I got my start selling cars at Jack Miller Chrysler. Did that for several years, and also as I was going to school, I went to college to earn a degree in business administration. So I would come back and sell cars in my summer breaks, winter breaks. And then from there, I transitioned once I graduated over to an internship at Enterprise Rent-A-Car, where I was with them for about a summer. And then I transitioned and was like, hey, I need to get a job. And fortunately, I knew a couple of people that worked for Vin Solutions, and my dealership background was also a big plus. So I started in 2012 at Vin Solutions, and really began as a sales associate, where I was, basically calling dealerships, scheduling online presentations to show them our solutions and how they can help dealers, help them, with their sales and customer retention. And been here for the past 12 years at Vin Solutions, and currently lead a team of what we call product consultants, which we're kind of the product gurus, product experts within our sales department. We really help dealers understand the value of our solutions and how they can help solve problems.
Love it. Love it. All right. So Rob, let's just jump right into the questions here.
For sure.
Number one, what are some of the things you should be looking for in a CRM today, right? You're a dealership, you're evaluating, maybe we should switch CRMs, or, we should look at our current CRM. What are some things that we really want to be focusing on for our CRM and how it should be functioning?
Number one is going to be ease of use. Like, I think with anything today, if it's not easy, people aren't going to embrace it. I think that's one of the most important things. Another big important thing too is going to be just making sure everybody's bought in. So I really suggest to dealers, if they are in the market for a new CRM, try and get involvement from your salespeople, from your sales managers, from your general managers, from the BDC. Get them involved, right? And get their input on what they feel is a good solution or a good CRM, because they're the ones in the trenches actually working and using the tool day in and day out. I would say a third big key for a good CRM is going to be the type of ongoing support and consultation that CRM provider can give you. So, let's face it, in training, let's face it, once you're up and running with that CRM, you're going to have new people come into the dealership, new employees come into the dealership,
Yeah.
and, you know, if you're not able, or that CRM provider is not able to do good training and ongoing consultation to ensure that the CRM is being utilized to help the dealership achieve their goals, then that's going to be a problem. And then I
Yeah.
would say like the last two big things, Noah, would probably be just the flexibility and automation of follow-up processes, and customization of follow-up processes to ensure that, customers want a tailored sales experience, and a good CRM is going to equip you with automation to ensure that your salespeople, your BDC is constantly engaging those sales opportunities with the right message, the right time, through the right communication channel, whether that be email, phone, text message, Facebook Messenger, direct mail. Those are some of the keys.
Love it. So make sure your team's bought in, right? Seems like if they're not willing to use it, then you can have the greatest solution ever and it's not worth anything. Get some good training and have some good automation behind it. All right, number two, what are some of the biggest challenges that dealerships have with their CRMs today?
So some of the biggest challenges are going to be a couple of different things. Number one is duplicate customers, right? So if you start off with a new CRM, over time, you might have duplicate customer profiles that get created for a couple of different reasons. Sometimes salespeople like to try and, I guess, game the system or trick the system and adding customers that maybe are already in the system and assigned to a different salesperson. So I know that duplicate customers is a big problem.
Yep.
So making sure that you're constantly addressing the duplicate leads or the duplicate customers that you have in your CRM, to ensure that, the CRM isn't telling multiple people to follow up with the same customer or reach out to the same customer. Would say another problem is reaching out to customers that we shouldn't be reaching out to. For example, customers that are maybe deceased, or customers that no longer own the vehicle that they once bought from the dealership. A good CRM is going to help basically provide the dealership with tools to ensure that they're not following up with a customer saying, hey, it's time for you to, trade in your 2022 Ford Explorer, when the customer doesn't even own that vehicle anymore because they either traded into the dealership, 6 months earlier, or they've maybe traded it out to a competing dealership.
Got it. So it seems like making sure that the data that you're putting into your CRM is clean, right? So training up your folks to manage it correctly. Also, make sure your CRM is easy to use to clean up any data that might not be so great. So you're reaching out to customers who want to be reached out to, and then avoiding those that want to be struck off your list. Now, what's something like a lot of dealers don't really consider about their CRM? What's something that they're kind of missing when it comes to looking at their CRM?
That's a good question, Noah. Let's, I would say that one of the key things that's missing from CRM today is going to be just the incorporation of automation, and artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is huge today, and it can really help with improving efficiency and effectiveness within the dealership. So I would say that would be one of the key things.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit more about AI, right?
Okay.
So everybody's talking about AI. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread. How can AI help a CRM, right? What are some things that a CRM can do with AI that, maybe wasn't possible a couple of years ago? What are a couple of the things that we're seeing in this space with AI, like generative AI and, some other things that, AI is doing these days?
Yeah, great question. Couple things. So number one is lead response, right? So sales leads are coming in throughout all hours of the day. And one of the things we found recently is about a third, 33% of sales leads that the dealership receives come in when they're closed, outside of normal business hours.
Yeah.
So one of the best ways to leverage artificial intelligence with CRM is to have automated responses, smart responses. So for example, let's say a consumer's on the dealership's website at, let's say, 10 o'clock in the evening, they submit a form on a specific vehicle. Well, a good CRM that's equipped with artificial intelligence is going to be able to see that, hey, look, this lead came in at 10 o'clock in the evening. It's immediately going to be able to see what vehicle of interest that consumer submitted their inquiry on, and is going to immediately respond to that consumer via one or two ways, either one via email or also via text message. And it's going to be able to tailor the messaging and even respond and answer questions that consumer might have, such as, hey, is this vehicle equipped with, let's say, leather heated seats or navigation? So that's one way. I would say another way is leveraging generative AI. So,
Yep.
we may not want the AI to always be communicating with our customers. For example, like during the day, right? A salesperson might need to formulate a good, impactful email. And so instead of just letting automation take place, one of the ways that we're leveraging generative AI is to let the generative AI formulate the message and then allow the human being to then review that message and either say, yes, it's good and send the message out, or tell the generative AI, like, hey, maybe let's make this a little bit shorter. Let's talk more about the safety features of the vehicle. And, they can command the generative AI to do those things and then restructure the original message it created and then send it out to the consumer.
I love it. Yeah, the way
Yeah.
that I kind of think about AI is it's not going to like take over and do everything for you as a person, right? It's not going to replace
Mhm.
people, but it's going to be a really, really, really great assistant. The way that I think about AI is it's really good at repetitive, dumb tasks that are annoying to people. So quick responses, coming up with some, content to send out to a customer, and finding information really quickly and digesting huge volumes of data to make it easy for a human to kind of understand and then follow up and take action. I think that's really where AI is going to be going. Yeah, it's going to do more and more of that stuff, but I think that car sales, it's still a relationship business, and you still need great salespeople to be a part of your team. And AI is not going to take over your entire sales team. What it's going to do is make your sales team a lot more effective, and take away that burden of having to reach out to 100 people a day or whatever and call them on their car's birthday and waste everybody's time. So I love that answer that you had there. So let's talk about that CRM, and how can a dealer get their salespeople to use their CRM more often. I think that's a common pain point for all dealerships everywhere is my sales guys just aren't using the CRM. They're not putting in the info, like they're not logging their activities. They're not checking their leads. Like, how do we make it easier? And how do we get it more of our salespeople to actually use these darn things?
Yeah, so one of the best ways is with mobile, right? Everybody today has a smartphone, and having a CRM that is mobile friendly or has a mobile app is definitely a great way to get your salespeople to embrace utilization of CRM. They can just do it from their smartphone, whether they're on the lot with a potential buyer, or they're on their lunch break in the lunchroom, or heck, maybe they're even at a friends and family event over the weekend, right? And they need to enter a customer. The mobile app makes it easy for the salesperson to do it from anywhere. And also, another key thing about a good mobile app is it will have a driver's license scanner, which makes it much more uh, efficient and effective. I keep saying this, but to capture
Yeah.
customer information, right? Hey, I don't want to have to try and spell somebody's last name because I know I'm going to screw it up. But when I can just scan their driver's license, it pulls the information, pulls the correct spelling over, makes it a lot easier. And salespeople like things that are easy. Well, humans
Yeah.
like people, humans like things that are easy, right?
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I think everything's going mobile now. We're seeing a lot of dealerships starting to adapt like a fully tablet-based, team where
Yep.
rather than having a desktop computer or a laptop, they might have just their iPhone and an iPad, and they're working deals start to finish from that platform. And we're seeing some really good success across the board there. And, kind of talking about integration, right? We're seeing more and more solutions being integrated into CRMs. What are, the software solutions that, your CRM should integrate with, right? It really is kind of the hub of the dealership, right? Obviously, like the DMS, it's your digital or dealer marketing or dealer management system. Geez, I should know
Yeah.
that. And it's, handling inventory, accounting, payroll, all of that stuff. But the CRM is really like telling people what to do, managing all your sales processes. But how should you look at your CRM, and what solutions should plug into it to make it more effective?
Yeah. So obviously the foundation of the dealership software suite is going to be the DMS, as you said. So a good CRM, a great CRM is going to be able to integrate with the DMS so that it's constantly importing, sold customer data, finalized deal data. It's also constantly importing sold finalized service data, as well as open repair order data and even service appointment data, and piping that into the CRM so that the CRM can then, do sold follow-up. It can do, service follow-up or send surveys to customers that have completed service or maintenance or repairs in the service department. So those are a couple, that's one key software solution that or good integration between with CRM. Another one is going to be with inventory management. Okay, an inventory management solution definitely needs to be able to pipe in the photos, the equipment, the pricing information, heck, even window stickers and incentives and rebates on new and used and certified pre-owned inventory. I would say a third would be an appraisal solution, right? So, hey, people are buying vehicles, or typically a good majority of them would be trading in a vehicle. So being able to have an integration with your appraisal solution so that you can appraise a potential, or you can appraise a potential trade-in is a third key integration. And I would say a fourth and a fifth would be website. Today, if you think about the dealership, right, there most people are interacting and viewing their vehicles from their website first before they ever set foot on the dealership. So a good
Yeah,
CRM
definitely.
should definitely have integration with a website to be able to provide visibility into what the customers and prospects are looking at on the dealership's, what I call digital showroom, which is their website. And then last, I would say, is with digital retailing solutions. Digital retailing solutions, for those of you maybe aren't familiar with that term, it is a application that can live on your website on vehicle detail pages that give prospective buyers the ability to go ahead and calculate what their payment would be, whether it's lease or finance, shows them exactly what rates at various terms, allows them to basically build out their own offer and then submit that offer. A good CRM is going to be able to receive all the details of the offer so that the sales or BDC can quickly see what the details of the offer are. And then even a good CRM that has a desking tool tied to it will be able to take that offer and copy it right into the desking solution so that the sales managers can go ahead and process or pick up and make a counter offer or send it to the DMS for finalization.
I love it. Yeah, I think of CRM like you want to make it easy for your salespeople and your team to do the right thing. So following up with your customers the right way. Hey, rather than saying, hey, when can we get you to come in? Confirming some of the steps that they might have completed online before they come in, recommending they do a couple more steps before they come in, and then make it easy for, you to capture that information about their trade and get it into your appraisal solution, all of that stuff. I mean, you're doing those things hundreds of times a day. And if it's painful each time you do it, well, then you're less likely to do it, right? And what happens is not only are your salespeople frustrated, but that frustration is going to carry over to your customers. And, maybe you're going to be losing a couple of sales here and there. So the other thing about your CRM, obviously, it is just a treasure trove of great customer data. What are some ways that you can activate that customer data in your CRM to market to your customers? Like what are we seeing in the space right now when it comes to, marketing using your CRM data?
Well, one thing to ensure, I think that's important before I answer that question correlates with your question is making sure that the data, especially the customer contact information, is current and you've got as much contact information as possible. So for example, a customer that was entered into the CRM 3 years ago, maybe has moved and changed addresses since then. Also, maybe an email address wasn't entered, but a phone number was entered. And heck, maybe even that customer has registered their phone number on the National Do Not Call registry through the US
Yeah.
government. So a good CRM is going to be able to either one, scrub the customer data and automatically update customers that, have new addresses, customers that are national do not call registry and marking them do not call so that we're not accidentally calling them when we shouldn't be, as well as going out there and scrubbing email addresses via social networks and ensuring that we've got a good email address for each customer. Because, hey, without good contact information that's current, our chances of marketing are slim, or getting our message across to our intended recipient is very slim. So, you know, data scrubbing is definitely something that's very important. But to answer your question, Noah, is a good CRM is going to help you mine that data, and so that you can send very specific messages to a group of or audience of customers. So for example, one of the great ways to leverage a CRM is to do what I call equity mining campaigns, where we're going in there, let's say we just discovered that our used car department is running low in mid-sized SUVs. Let's say specifically 2019 models to 2023 models, right? And we need to go find people that we've sold that type of SUV to in the past, let's say 5 years, who now have equity in that vehicle, still own that vehicle, and can take their equity, apply it to a newer vehicle, and keep themselves at a similar to lower monthly payment. So a good CRM is going to allow a dealership to basically find out that specific audience by implementing the filters that I just described, and then allows the dealership to send a message, a personalized message to all of those customers. Now, a really good CRM will make that automated, can do that automatically. But there are CRMs out there that will allow you to manually go find a specific audience to your customers and then engage that audience via, let's say, an email, or divvy out phone calls to your sales or BDC so that they can begin engaging those customers on the phone.
Love it. So like the key is finding those customers that have that equity that you're looking for, and making sure you're reaching out to them in the right way, right? Whether it's email, text message, maybe even some direct mail, right? Getting that message in front of those people, and then making sure that, when they do call, click, or come into the dealership, you've got that information on them as a salesperson, so you can provide a personalized experience. And I think we are living in a hyper personalized world, right? Everything that we see online is personalized to us. We're in our own little content bubble. And once you step out into the real world, you still kind of expect that. And if you're a dealership, if you can take a couple of those steps to personalize that experience for your shoppers, they're going to be really comfortable with you. They're going to be much more likely to buy from you and maybe spend a little bit more money with you, buy some accessories, buy some, F&I products, all of that great stuff, because you earn their trust. So that's it for questions, Rob. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day. I know you're just jamming all the time, and you're a busy guy. So it's really good to lock you down. Anything else that people should know about CRMs that they should be looking for if they're, maybe thinking about switching CRMs or just reevaluating what they've got?
I would just say, one of the kind of last things I wanted to say, going back to that question we talked about, artificial intelligence and CRMs equipped with artificial intelligence. I think there's two other good ways that artificial intelligence can improve a CRM. One of those is by scoring the sales leads and predicting which of those sales leads are the most likely to become deals, sold customers. Okay.
Yeah.
Pipeline management for sales managers in the new car department, used car department, is something that they are fixated on a daily basis. And so one of the really helpful ways that artificial intelligence can help with pipeline management is by forecasting and telling the new car sales manager, like, hey, of your 100 leads that we have in our pipeline this month, here's 20 of them that are the most likely to turn into sold customers by the end of this month. So that's one way. I would say the second thing is by leveraging artificial intelligence to collect the online shopping activities that your customers and prospects are exhibiting, then analyzing their shopping activities and making predictions about which of them are the most likely to buy a vehicle right now. Not only how likely they are to buy, but what it is that they want to buy, from year to the make, to the model, to the body style, to the price range, even how likely they are to trade in a vehicle and what that vehicle might be.
Love it. So, hey, thanks again, Rob.
My pleasure.
Also want to give a big shout out. Rob's going to be speaking at the Digital Dealer Conference coming up in Las Vegas in October. So definitely check out his presentation. You guys are going to learn a ton. Thanks again, Rob. We really appreciate your time, and have a good rest of your day, man.
I appreciate it, Noah. You too. Take care.